Alright guys, this one's a little different today. Kind of going away from just the traditional ROI DApp. This one is the Drip Garden. You may have heard of it before, or a lot of you might already be in here. But this is, yeah, it's not your traditional ROI DApp, but it is an LP staking pool built into like a little game. And it's the garden, so you have plants, and there's no real place to do an audit on this. A lot of the source code is um, behind the scenes. The developers of this are a much bigger firm. They've been around a long time. you know if this thing got rug pulled, it would be a huge deal, and but that's not going to happen because it's in a smart contract, and we can read that below here in a second. um, for some of you, you might be wondering how you jump into this, because there's just not a lot of direction here. I love the animal farm, but their documentation is um, it's kind of hard to follow sometimes, especially if you're new to this. But I just wanted to kind of show you how easy this is. I'm pretty sure I have a little bit of BUSD in here. Yeah, I've got it some in here. So I can show you how to get started. It's actually quite simple. When you go here, so you're going to go to the animal farm, and you're going to click on Drip Garden. Um, Let me just put this on another network so you guys can kind of see what this looks like. If you came here, cancel that. It'll say connect your wallet, and this is all the page is going to look like. There's not going to be any numbers or values here. It's going to show your fertilizer bonus. It's going to tell you to connect your wallet, but it's not going to. There's not a lot of instruction on how to get started. That's because it's actually pretty simple, but I just want to show you kind of the site. Let's go through this really quick. Everybody starts out equal, blah blah blah. So what you want to do is, when you buy your plants, and you have however many plants you buy. That's your starting garden. And then over time, every couple hours, you can plant your seeds. So your plants will give you more seeds, and you can either take those seeds as profit, or you can plant those seeds, and that basically creates more plants. So it compounds. So it's actually really good to compound often and then take profits along the way. There's various strategies to this. There's even sites built around sending you reminders when to compound and things like that. But I just do the whole, I'll compound for 2 days, and then wait and take profit on the third day, and then compound 2 days, and just keep that going. And then if I feel like I want to build it up more, I'll compound for 3 days and just kind of throw that in there. Just know this isn't like the ROI dApps I've been reviewing, because this one is, you're not going to make 20-30% a day or anything like that. It's not going to be Matic Staker where you're going to get 6,000% return or anything like that. So just know this is considered a more safe investment. And with that, the lower risk, it's still considered high risk because it's in crypto, but it's lower risk, but you're not going to get, those huge gains. But this is a good way to diversify. You shouldn't throw all of your money and your tokens into just one of those ROI dApps, because they're very risky. So these are good. This is a great option, and I'll be reviewing some more of these options. I reviewed the Comb nodes the other day, and those are just great options of putting your tokens into to get great returns. So yeah, you want to compound. This kind of tells you, what it's like, similar to a traditional just pool. The early ones get in and the balance craters, but the early ones win. But this one, it should slowly increase because people are compounding and building. Of course, new investments coming into the pool. But it always shows you your contract balance, and this is an LP, so that's a very healthy balance. And it's an LP, and I know LPs are worth quite a bit. So this is millions of dollars right here. So there's a lot in this contract. So there's not much on this page. There's not tons of documentation on it. There's a how to start gardening, and this really talks about the contract. It's just like other smart contracts that can't be stopped. Once this thing's deployed, nobody can come in and just take the balance. They can't come in and change the code. It's what's done is done. And like I said, this is for users who want long-term profits and sustainability, and that's what this is about. So go ahead and give this a read. I'm not going to go over everything. I just want to show you how you get started, because I think that's probably the most intimidating thing for everybody, is just getting started. So when you're on here, let me get back into my wallet here. Connect. I've already got 452 plants, but you'd come here, and there's nothing you can do here because you have to have the LP first. And all you do is click this link here, the Manor Farm. It's going to show you how to do this. All you need in your wallet is BUSD, and when you have your BUSD here, let's do 30 of that. And all you do is it'll show you how much BUSD you have in your wallet at the time, how much you want to put into this LP, the liquidity pool. So you're just going to hit supply, you're going to confirm, it's going to pop up MetaMask. We're going to let's up our gas fee a little bit here, just to give it a little oomph here. Submitted. You can add this to MetaMask. It's going to say a cake LP, because that's what a lot of the, this is all based on PancakeSwap. That's where all the LPs are being created. Okay, so once you have your LP token, this was done. If we look in our wallet, we see we have an LP token. When that popped up, you might need to add that. But then after you've got the LP token, just go over to the Drip Garden, back to it. Let it sync up here. It should show us soon how much LP token we have in our wallet. Let's just give it a second. Yep, there it is. So that showed up, and all you're gonna do is say how much you want to input. Most likely you want to do the max, because that's what you just bought. Once you click that, sometimes things are a little bit slow. It will show you how many plants you can buy with that LP. So once you're this button may, I can't remember, it may have you enable it first. To do that, you just click enable LP or whatever. You'd pay the gas fee, and then it would come back and have you buy your plants. So you just go ahead and buy. As you confirm, it says 0.01 BNB, but this transaction will probably not cost near that much. We just hit OK, and now we just wait for it to confirm. That confirmed, this should go up, and then it starts building. So reset. I've got another hour and 33 minutes until I can sow, which means I can either take the seed that's grown, or I can recompound it and make more, plant more plants. So as you build more plants, the number of seeds will continue to grow as you compound, because all you're doing is compounding and adding more. You're reinvesting that interest that you're making. It's called plants and seeds and everything, but it's really you're growing these LP tokens that you staked in there. Just know that you cannot take these back out. You cannot sell them. Once you stick it in here, you can't you can't just withdraw it all back out and split up the token. So just know that this is more of a long-term investment, and it's a good thing for just passive income. I mean, I say passive, you have to come in here and compound, but it doesn't take much to come in and hit a button every few hours and grow your garden. But you can always just come in here once a day even. I know there's a lot of strategies to do this exactly at the right time to maximize everything, but some people's time is worth something, and they can't be sitting here watching their imaginary plant number grow. So coming in here every once or twice a day, compounding, and then on the third day it will have you harvest, and you can take those and it'll give you LP tokens back. So that's one thing you need to do is when you get those LP tokens back, you're gonna have drip BUSD LP, and you'll have to go back to PancakeSwap and break those up, and then you can do whatever you want with that drip and BUSD. Maybe you can take the drip and go or use it on the drip network, or you can use this BUSD and go stick it in one of the pools here. So while we're at it, we'll talk about the piggy bank tomorrow. That's launching tomorrow, and I'll discuss that as soon as it launches. I just want to make sure it's working well before I do a review on that. But let's look at some of these other things. There's something called the pig pen, and on Animal Farm they've got pigs and they've got dogs, and in the pig pen you can lock up these tokens called pigs, and it pays out in BUSD. I had some staked here, but I used it to prepare for the piggy bank launch, but I might put a little bit more in here. It just was not paying very much at all, so while I'm waiting for that to actually pay better, I'm going to use it elsewhere. So yeah, you can stick pigs in here. Pigs are worth $298 right now. It's gone down a little bit today, but pigs are kind of the golden token of this thing. If you go into the pools and farms, I put a little bit in here. Dogs, you can stick your dogs, and you earn pigs from those dogs, and it just keeps building the pig tokens. And these other ones, you can actually get the dogs from these ones. You could put in BUSD or Wrapped BNB or Pancake token. That's been so volatile. I don't know if I'd do that, because the rate's high, because it's very risky, I think, right now. Or like Binance Bitcoin. You can stick stuff in here in the single stake pools, and you can earn dogs, which you can stick in there, which earns pigs, and then that creates BUSD. Or there's the farms, which is like liquidity pools. So you need to build this liquidity with these two tokens each, and these actually create pigs as well. Your rates are higher. That's because the risk of impermanent loss is greater, where it's not really existent in the pools. So yeah, these are a good option as well. It really depends on what you want to do. You kind of have to build your own strategy, because there's lots of different moving parts. But if you just want to stick to something that's simple and easy, the drip garden is simple and easy. You put in BUSD, and it creates that LP token for you, and basically it just keeps building. And you can just keep compounding it and taking profits and compounding, taking profits. I would think you'd probably make, if you took every third day, probably 1 to 2% a day total. Of course, yeah, that could vary, but you know, it's consistent. It's a long-term play. Anyway, if you guys have any questions on this, let me know. This is something I'm jumping into. Again, I'll do a video on piggy bank. I will leave a link to this in the description. If you want to use that link, go for it. It's a referral for this, for the animal farm itself. And then I'll do another video tomorrow just on the piggy bank when it launches. As we can see here, yeah, it launches tomorrow. So yeah, again, leave any comments down below, and like, subscribe, you know, all the YouTube stuff, and we'll catch you on the next one.